So for round 10, we're going to join with a standing treble to any second treble before the 2 chain space. So that would be the first treble before, and this is the second treble before. So we're going to join to there. Then we're going to chain 4. And then we're going to treble into the third treble after the 2 chain space. So that's your first, second, that's your third there. So it's to this stitch here. You've got your 2 there, that's your third. So treble into there. So you've missed a treble, 2 chain and 2 treble there. So now we're going to work a treble into the next 4 stitches. Then we're going to work a half treble into the next 2. Then we're going to work a DC into the next 2. Then we're going to work a front post treble into the front post treble from round 8, which will be this one here. Then we're going to miss a stitch. So if we have a look here, we've worked into that one, missed that one, and we're working a DC into the next one. Then we're going to work a front post treble around the next front post treble from round 8, which is this one here. Then we're going to miss 2 stitches. So this one and this one we're going to miss, and we're going to work a DC into the next 2 stitches. A half treble into the next 2 stitches. And a treble into each of the next 5. So that's brought us back to where we began. That first treble that we've done there. So now we need to chain 4. Miss a treble, 2 chain and 2 treble, and work a treble into that third stitch. Now working a treble into each of the next 4. A half treble into the next 2. A DC into the next 2. A front post treble round the next front post treble from round 8. Miss a stitch and work a DC into the next stitch. Another front post treble round the next front post treble from round 8. Now we're missing 2 stitches. So that's that one and that one. And we're working a DC into the next 2 stitches. Half treble into the next 2. And a treble into the next 5. we go. So we've done 2 edges there. So if you repeat that another 2 times, you'll be ending with your trebles along here. So you only need to do 4 trebles here because this counts as one of your 5. Okay, so if you complete that, and then we'll take a look at our stitches. We should have 5 trebles, 2 half trebles, 2 DCs, a front post treble and a DC, front post treble, 2 DCs, 2 half trebles, 5 trebles. You should also have missed 2 stitches behind this front post treble and missed one there and 2 there. Making sure that you've missed a treble, 2 chains, 2 trebles over all of your chain 4s. So you should have 21 stitches on each edge, not including your chains. Okay, so if you've got that on each edge, we can move on to round 11 with the mocha yarn. So we're going to join with a standing treble to any chain 4 space. Then we're going to work another 3 trebles. Then we're going to chain 2 and work another 4 trebles. So you should have 8 trebles in total, including your standing treble with your chain 2 in the middle. So now we're going to work a treble into each of the next 3 stitches. Then we're going to work a half treble into each of the next 3. Then we're going to work a DC into each of the next 9. So let's just check. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got my 9 DCs there. Then I'm going to do another 3 half trebles. And another 3 trebles. So that's what we're repeating. I'll just do the corner with you again. So it's 4 trebles into the chain 4 corner space. Chain 2 and another 4 trebles. So that's what we're doing along every edge. So next you'll be doing 3 trebles, 3 half trebles, 9 DCs, 3 half trebles, and 3 trebles. And then that'll bring you to the corner again where you're doing 4 trebles, 2 chains, 4 trebles. So if you do that along each edge, and then we'll take a look at our stitches. So in between each of your chain 2 corner spaces, you should have 29 stitches, and that will be 4 trebles that go into your chain 4 space, 3 trebles, 3 half trebles, 9 DCs, 3 half trebles, 3 trebles, and then your 4 trebles that go into that chain 4 corner space. So in between each of your chain 2 spaces, there should be 29 stitches. So just make sure you've got that on each edge and that it's all looking nice and square. So now your edges are looking pretty straight. Okay, so now we can move on to round 12 with the copper yarn. So for round 12, we're going to start with a standing DC, but we're going to join to any 5th treble from a chain 2 space. So the 5th treble from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's this one here. Then we're going to work a double treble, reaching down to round 9. Okay, then we're going to miss a stitch and work a DC. Then we're going to work another double treble into the same place as before. So bring your hook over, straight into that chain 2 space, keep your hook in front, grab the yarn, bring it through the chain 2 space, grab the yarn again and finish off your double treble. There we go. Then we're going to miss a stitch and work another DC. And then into this corner space, we're going to work a DC, 2 chain and a DC. Then we're going to work a DC into the next stitch, a double treble into the same place as before, miss a stitch and work a DC, another double treble into that chain 2 space from round 9, and miss a stitch, and then we're going to work 21 DCs. So that's the 21 DCs, and then we're going to work this corner again. So a double treble into the chain 2 corner space from round 9. Miss a stitch and work a DC. Another double treble into the same space as before. Miss a stitch and work a DC. Work a DC, 2 chain and a DC into that corner space. Then we're going to work a DC into the next stitch and a double treble into the space from round 9. Miss a stitch and work a DC. Work another double treble. Then you're missing a stitch and working 21 DC. So you don't need to see me work another 21 DCs. So just make sure your corners are looking like this and you're missing a stitch behind each of your double trebles. Okay, so if you repeat that along each edge working your corners the same as you've done here, then we'll look at the stitches. So on that last edge of round 12, you only need to do 20 DC, not 21, because you already started with 1 DC when you started off the round. So once you've done your double treble, you just need to do 20 DC, because that first one that you did will add onto as your 21. So on each edge you should have your 21 DC in the middle. So in between these 2 corner spaces, the chain 2 which are here, you should have a DC which goes into that chain space from the previous round, and then another DC which goes into the first stitch of that edge, a double treble, a DC and a double treble, and then your 21 DC, and then the same at this side. You should have a double treble, a DC, a double treble, a DC into that last stitch and a DC into that corner space. So that's what you need on every edge, not forgetting to miss a stitch behind your double trebles. Okay, so if that's all adding up, we can move on to round 13.